The Little Cloud and the Rainbow Bridge Kids Story Bedtime Story. High up in the sky, where the air was light and free, lived a little cloud named Nimbus. Nimbus was small and fluffy, and while he loved drifting across the sky with the other clouds, he always felt like he didn't belong. The other clouds were big and puffy, casting shadows over the land, but Nimbus was light and wispy, barely making a dent in the sky. Every day, Nimbus would watch as the big clouds formed beautiful rain showers and towering thunderstorms. They created magnificent rainbows after the storms, and Nimbus dreamt of one day creating a rainbow of his very own. But every time he tried to grow big enough for a storm, he couldn't. He was just too small. One day, as Nimbus floated lazily through the sky, he noticed something unusual. Far below, on the ground, children were looking up at the sky with wide, excited eyes. They pointed to something in the distance, and Nimbus followed their gaze. There, in the sky, was a dazzling rainbow stretching from one side of the horizon to the other. Nimbus felt a spark of hope in his heart. Maybe this is my chance to create a rainbow, he thought excitedly. But then he looked at his small form and sighed. But I'm too tiny. I'll never be able to make such a beautiful rainbow. As Nimbus floated, unsure of what to do, he heard a soft voice from behind him. Little cloud, do not despair. Nimbus turned around and saw an older, wise cloud hovering beside him. The older cloud had silver edges and glowed with a soft, radiant light. Who are you? Nimbus asked. I am Cirrus, the older cloud replied. I have seen many things in my time up here, and I know that every cloud, no matter how small, has a purpose. Your size does not determine your power. But how can I create a rainbow? Nimbus asked. I'm just too small to do anything big like that. Cirrus smiled kindly. Nimbus, it is not about how big you are, but how much you believe in yourself. You have the ability to create something beautiful, even if it seems impossible. With Cirrus's encouragement, Nimbus gathered all his courage. He began to move through the sky, weaving through the winds and drifting closer to the bright sunlight. Nimbus felt something stir inside him, a spark of hope and excitement. He floated higher and higher towards the edge of the sky, where the sunlight touched the clouds. As he moved into the sunlight, Nimbus began to glow. He gathered all the colors of the sky, the deep blues, soft pinks, and golden yellows, and began to blend them together. Slowly, a faint arch of color began to appear in the sky. The more Nimbus believed in himself, the stronger the rainbow became. The children below cheered in delight as the rainbow grew brighter and brighter, stretching higher into the sky. Nimbus could hardly believe his eyes. He had done it. He had created a rainbow all on his own. Cirrus floated beside Nimbus and watched with pride. You did it, little one. You believed in yourself, and that belief turned into something wonderful. From that day forward, Nimbus no longer felt small or insignificant. He learned that even the smallest cloud can create something beautiful as long as they believe in their own magic. And so, Nimbus became known as the cloud that could create rainbows. Every time he floated through the sky, he would remember the lesson that Cirrus had taught him, that the greatest power lies not in size, but in believing in your own potential.